Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. At this time, I'd like to call the Physical Services Committee meeting for June 21st, 2021 to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Burridge. Here. Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Gozick.
Here.
Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of our June 7th, 2021 meeting? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge. Yes. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business under communication. Item number 1, the Zoning and Planning Office has received a request from Jessica Reynolds, owner of a single-family dwelling located at 220 East 5th Street, for use of public space to install a 4-foot-high chain-link fence. Mr. McGinn?
Yep, Ms. Reynolds is looking to put a fence just inside of the sidewalk, which is in public space. I know the drawing that you have, I noticed today, it's a little hard to see where it's highlighted there, but it wraps around. I included a couple of pictures to show that because it is at an intersection. It is a corner, but it is a chain link fence too, so it is obviously so you can see through it. It's a little bit different than a picket fence. But I did want to at least include pictures so that you could see it was on a corner lot, and the fence does wrap around both sides.
Do you have any concerns with the proposed plan?
Given the fact that it's a chain link fence, I don't, because I don't think that'll cause a visibility problem. That was my reason for including the pictures.
Okay. Any questions from the council? Any concerns? Counselor?
Through the chair, is that the northwest corner?
Correct. Northwest corner of 5th and Church. Yeah, it's cut off on that one drawing,
Yeah,
but
that's
on the
on-
pictures,
looking at the pictures.
that would be the northwest corner, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any problems?
Anything else from the council?
Any problems?
Okay. Could I have a motion, please? Counselor Walker, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge. Yes. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 2, the Zoning and Planning Office has received a request to use public space submitted by 40 West 6th Street LLC, owner of a commercial property located at 40 West 6th Street, for use of public space to install new shrubbery and landscaping.
Okay, so this is landscaping just inside to border the sidewalk as you come out from the main entrance of What's Right's mansion, and it runs north-south along Montcalm Street, 6th Street there. In full disclosure, I did notice this weekend that they actually started work, so I checked on that. I guess there was a little miscommunication with the landscaper. If you do go by there, it's pretty low-lying. It's not trees. It's very, very low-lying bushes, mulch, and flowers. And if anybody's gone by there, they can see that he's doing quite a bit of work on that place, much-needed work. Has moved some troubled tenants out of there and started remodeling to head in a different direction there. And past all the properties that he's bought throughout the city and revamped, he certainly put a lot of money and effort into cleaning them up.
Agree. Any questions for Mr. McGinn? Oh, Counselor.
Through the chair. The shrubbery that he's planting, it looks like it's going to be right along the sidewalk, correct?
It's just inside the sidewalk,
Just
correct?
inside.
Yep.
Is this the type of shrubbery that will grow, 5, 6, 7 feet, or is it the kind that'll be,
It's low-lying. It's very low-lying. Ontario Orchards does all of his landscaping and maintenance on that, just like up on Fifth Ave. If you've gone by what he's done up on the Blues Apartments up there, he does stay on top of the maintenance of it as well.
yeah, I'd have a problem if it was the type of shrubbery that was going to grow to 5, 6 feet and then kind of overwhelm the sidewalk.
No, very low.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Counselor?
I did have a chance to drive by today, and from what he did on the back side of the building already, I think it will be appropriate for the
Great. Okay. Could I have a motion, please? Counselor Gozick, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge. Yes. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 3, the Zoning and Planning Office has received a request from Eric Teresi, owner of a single-family dwelling located at 40 Lake Street, for use of public space to install a 2-foot-high retaining wall with patio and steps.
So Mr. Teresi is looking for the use of public space, run a retaining wall north-south down Montcalm Street, just inside the sidewalk. Part of that whole plan is there's been an ongoing drainage issue with that house for a long time. He met with Taryn from the engineering office to put some new drainage in, along with his work, and tie into the basin that's right there on the corner of Lake and Montcalm to help do that. So that will be underground, tie in there. Retaining wall will go down Montcalm and then turn. It'll be 4 or 5 feet inside the sidewalk as it goes east-west, which also helps with the topography there, because if you look at the front yard, it kind of drops off really quick. So I think he's looking at doing some kind of low-lying shrubbery or riprap on the front side of that as he incorporates the steps coming down. He was before you before for public space to expand the front porch several months ago, and they're in the process of doing that now. And along with that, they discovered that the drainage issues were a little more than they thought, and this allows them to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, clean it up, make it look nice, but also address the drainage problem.
Perfect. Any questions from the council? Okay. Could I have a motion, please? Counselor Walker, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge. Yes. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Is there any other business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Counselor Burridge, Counselor Gozick.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge. Yes. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
All right, at this time, I'd like to open the Administrative Services Committee meeting for June 21st. Please call the roll.
Counselor Cordino.
Here.
Counselor McBurdy.
Here.
Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Plunkett.
Here.
Counselor Burridge.
I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the June 7th, 2021 committee meeting. Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Hill.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurdy.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Any old business? Seeing none. Item number 1, under communication. Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests that the Common Council accept the low bid submitted by John R. Dudley Construction Incorporated in the amount of $2,875,940 to provide general construction for the McCaffrey Water Treatment Plant Improvements Project. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you. I'll just speak. The first 4 items on the agenda all involve this project. So there's 4 different bids that came in, all under the umbrella of this project: the general contracting, the electric, the plumbing, and the HVAC units. So this project is a comprehensive improvement project to the water treatment plant for the city of Oswego. It was an originally estimated $6.3 million total project cost. In 2019, we applied for an EFC grant and won $3 million in funding for this project. And if you tally up the 4 bids that we're accepting today, you'll see that cost comes to about $4.786 million. In general, the project we're talking about will provide a significant amount of electrical upgrades, a new 10 million gallon per day pump and motor for the plant. We're converting our operation of the plant from a gas chlorine operation to a sodium hypochlorate system. This will improve operations, make the plant more efficient, and will also, by eliminating gas chlorine, make the plant a much more safe area, not only to employees but the community as well, and then also replacing all valves and meters at the plant and some other general contracting that Dudley will do. So that's a summary, and again, great job to the economic development staff for securing that $3 million grant in 2019. We're taking the low bid for 3 of the 4 items on the agenda. The exception is number 4, the plumbing. The low bid was submitted by a firm that does not have a plumbing license in the city, so they're not eligible to do work. So we're taking the second lowest, which was the J&A $84,779 figure. So that covers the first 4 items in the project. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for the mayor from the council? From the public? I, for one, am glad to see that it came in under the estimated cost of $6.3 million.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. At this point, I'd like a motion. Counselor McBurney, Counselor Hill.
Counselor Coردino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes. Item number 2, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests that the Common Council accept the low bid submitted by Scriba Electric Incorporated in the amount of $1,655,014 to provide electrical services for the McCaffrey Water Treatment Plant Improvements Project. The mayor has already explained this. Is there anything else you want to add on this one? Nope. Okay. Any comments or concerns from the council, from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Burge, Counselor Plunkett.
Counselor Coردino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Item number 3, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests that the Common Council accept the low bid submitted by Crosby Brownell Incorporated in the amount of $169,650 to provide HVAC services for the McCaffrey Water Treatment Plant Improvements Project. Any comments or concerns from the council on this one? Has the mayor already explained it? From the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Hill, Counselor McBurney.
Counselor Coردino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Item number 4, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests the Common Council reject the low bid submitted by HMI Mechanical Systems and accept the bid submitted by J&A Mechanical Contractors Incorporated in the amount of $84,779 to provide plumbing services for the McCaffrey Water Treatment Plant Improvements Project. Mayor's already explained this one and the reason why we're taking the second lowest bid. Is there any questions or concerns you want to ask the mayor? From the Common Council, from the public, seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Hill, Counselor Plunkett.
Counselor Coردino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Item number 5, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests approval to submit a funding application through the New York State Consolidated Funding Application, or CFA, process to the New York State Canal Corporation for the Canalway Grant Program for the proposed City of Oswego Canal Bright Lights project. Mr. Mayor?
This is a grant application we do every year with the exception of 2020 because the state didn't have the REDC CFA awards. This grant program is through the REDC. The state puts it up every year. The applications are due in July and usually find out if you win or lose in December. We're really just repeating the 2 applications we submitted in 2019. The first application is a proposal to light up the pedestrian bridge over the Oswego River in the canal. So you'd have uplighting that is placed on the ground or at fixtures underneath the pedestrian bridge and would shine up to illuminate the bridge. We think it'd be a great addition to lighting up the waterfalls and would be visible from throughout the city and if you're out on the lake and certainly from the lighthouse. So it's a good project and relatively low cost. The updated quote is about $300,000 total project cost, and the structure of the grant is a 50-50 match, so we're applying for $150,000 and our local share would be $150,000.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any questions from the council on this one? From the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Burridge, Counselor McBurney.
Counselor Coordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBurney.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Item number 6, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests authorization to submit the Oswego Brightbeck Park Playground and Pavilion Project for the New York State CFA process for funding consideration. Mr. Mayor?
If I could have Chris throw up a rendering of the proposed playground. Obviously, this is preliminary. The colors would be changed. We could add fixtures, take out fixtures, but this is a general concept of what we'd like to do to the playground at Brightbeck Park. The playground at Brightbeck Park now is really deteriorating and in poor condition and needs to be replaced sooner than later, and certainly replaced before some other parks that we'd like to get to. But we're trying to introduce a theme, a nautical theme, so you can see the ship for the smaller kids, and then you see kind of a design that mimics a lighthouse or clubhouse in the larger playground. So this is a repeat of the 2019 application we submitted in the CFAs. In that application, we did have a pavilion structure to be built out by the Liberty Loop, but we're actually taking that out of this proposal. With the Ready projects coming online and the new pavilion coming in at the marina, and the concept for out at the International Pier with another pavilion-type structure, we don't think we need this pavilion any longer, and we also think pulling it out of the application will make the replacing of the playground more competitive. So we'd really like to win the funds to replace this playground, so that's our priority. And we found that that pavilion was pulling the rest of the application down because it was a bigger ask from the state. We'd like to make this application more competitive and get this playground done. So again, we'll submit this in July and find out in December, and hopefully have a new playground in the next year or two at Brightbeck if we're successful. The structure of this grant is approximately a 70-30 match, so the updated estimate for the playground is $550,000 total project cost. The state, if we're successful, will cover $412,000, and local share will be $137,000.
All right, thank you. Any comments or concerns from the council on this one? From the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Councilor McBrearty, Councilor Hill.
Counselor Coordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Item number 7, City Chamberlain Deborah Code, request discussion regarding a transfer of funds within the enterprise fund. Mrs. Code?
Thank you, Counselor. As you know, EFC has funded our consent decree projects, and lots of times before they take our funds to long-term serial bonds, they request a short-term payment on principal, and this is what has happened now, so I'm asking to move money from our debt contingent account to our bond anticipation short note account so we can pay the request.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Mrs. Code from the council? From the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Burge, Counselor Plunkett.
Counselor Coordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Item number 8, City Chamberlain Deborah Code, request discussion regarding the replenishing funds to the Parks account line item established A.7110.0461 Brightbeck Park miscellaneous as needed from the concession stand sales. Mrs. Code?
Thank you, Counselor. As you know, the concession stand's a very popular thing at the moment, and we can't keep it stocked. So I'm asking for permission to take funds from the proceeds and put it in this line item so that they can keep the concession stand going.
Sounds like an unanticipated good news situation here. Any comments or concerns from the council on this one? From the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Hill, Counselor McBrearty.
Counselor Coordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Item number 9, the wastewater department requests that the city chamberlain be authorized to make intra-departmental transfers within the wastewater department's budget of funds for the west side and east side. Is there somebody here to speak to that? I believe I see somebody in the audience. Yes, we have a winner.
I see one new face since the last time I've been here, Counselor. Normally, I come here to request funds, and I just want to take a quick moment to just share with you the new staff that we've been working with over the past couple of years and working on succession planning, maintenance, mechanics, has really excelled. And the work that they have done has allowed us to not purchase new equipment, but actually repair 2 new, and then be able to, and use resources to make other things happen, and then be able to now move money so that we can continue to do more repairs at the facilities, increasing the longevity of the facilities without having to actually purchase new. So that, as the result, what we're looking for here is simply to move money from equipment line items that we thought we were going to have to purchase, but because of the mechanical abilities of the staff, we've been able to now do repairs rather than replacements, and we want to move more of that money into repairs and replacements rather than replacements so that we can continue to take care of the city's facilities. Just want to tell you how proud I am of the staff. Just an amazing turnaround from 2016 to where we are today. Phenomenal.
All right, thank you. Any comments or questions? Counselor Walker?
I have one question. You're repairing it, so if it's the older equipment, what's the difference if you repair it 5 years later? Parts or
So most of what it is being able to, so for example, it's not all repair, some of it's replacement. We've been able to have time to think about things rather than running into emergencies every day. So instead of running into emergencies every day and trying to take a Band-Aid and a piece of bubble gum and some twine and keep something fixed, we now have time to sit, plan, consider, research. So one of the things that we're looking at are pumps that used to cost us more than $5,000. We did an experiment. We bought pumps that were less than $5,000. They were $3,000. Ran that pump for a year, found that it performed just as well as the $6,000 pump. Now we can purchase those pumps instead of the $6,000 pumps, allowing us to purchase more. However, because it's $3,000, it's under the threshold for equipment. So we have to move that now into a different line item in order to be able to buy it. Other things, because now we have purchased tools and tooling at the facility, we can now do things that we couldn't do before. We would have to purchase or send out someplace to have it done. A lot of it we can do in-house. And if you look at a 1970s pump casing and a 2021 pump casing, there's a significant difference in the quality. The quality back then was far and above the thickness, the metal, et cetera. So if we can get bearings and those types of things and do our own pressing, get volutes and replace volutes rather than having to buy an entire pump, it actually, we take the right pieces, the good pieces, and put new pieces in, we actually can get better longevity moving forward and save the community money. And so those are the kinds of things that we're keying in on, and that's what the staff is now doing, is really looking for those areas where we can improve efficiencies, have a better product in the end. You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions from the council, from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Corodino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Item number 10, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests discussion regarding the Franklin Square playground renovation by community members as previously authorized by Resolution 312 of 2020. Mr. Mayor?
Back in fall of 2020, the group of volunteers led by Jesse Vanucci stepped forward and wanted to give West Park some TLC, so they picked some paint and stain colors and did some other improvements to the park. And we originally in 2020 allocated $6,000 to be spent on fixing the park and sprucing up the park. They got done in the fall and came back because they still had some work they wanted to get to that they didn't get to in the fall this spring. And once they got set up and working last weekend, they were about 25 gallons of stain short. So Jesse placed a call to DPW, who placed a call to me, and the solution that we came up with while all the volunteers were there working away was to, if Jesse was willing to run out to Lowe's and front the money and purchase the stain, then the city would reimburse him once we're able to. So thankfully he did that, and I commend him not only for fronting $1,200 out of his own pocket to purchase stain, but for organizing this event and getting a bunch of volunteers. And I would encourage everyone to drive by West Park and see just how nice it turned out. I will take a moment to brag that I did pick the color combination, and I think it really looks nice, but the real credit goes to the people who actually did the work and volunteered, painted it, and fixed up the playground. So I'd like to thank Jesse and the entire group of volunteers who showed up. We appreciate it. As you know, often a lot of folks come before the council asking for things. It's rare that groups or individuals approach us to actually do something for us or provide a service. So when something like this happens and volunteers step up, it's good for the community, number one, but also it takes a load off the DPW's plate, and we appreciate it. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Any comments or concerns from the council and the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor McBurney, Counselor Hill.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBurney?
Yes.
Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?
Item 11, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. and City Attorney Kevin Caracoli request executive sessions. I'd like at this point a motion to go into executive session. Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Hill.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBurney?
Yes.
Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burge?